Hosting here with Alith Anar's campaign in Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires. What I'm going to do in this campaign is just play through it on legendary difficulty, normal, battle difficulty, normal largely because of how that functions in terms of auto-resolve. I don't know about you guys, probably a bunch of different opinions, but I don't really care much for fighting every single battle, especially in a campaign like this where you know you can win the vast majority of battles fairly easily. And when you're starting this campaign, you want to ensure you get a bunch of good marked for deaths from the very beginning, as opposed to having to wait 20 turns to get one of them done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to force march Alith Anar while doing a bunch of local and maybe even global recruitment. Kind of hard to say, really. I also want to get myself a noble and also declare war on the Forgebound through Sinnelleos. And I imagine Sinnelleos, at least on this difficulty, will force march there. If she doesn't, you can always move your army next to that location if that's in your interest. And what we're going to do, just get a bunch of Shadow Walkers, get that contract, and hopefully I won't end up losing Alith Anar here after turn 1. It really depends on Sinnelleos, but I think I have a pretty good feel for how the AI behaves. Besides, it's not really an army over there, it's just like, you know, Sinnelleos stuff, so that actually really worked out in my favor. So the reason I didn't move the army is that they would have taken some damage unless I fought them manually, but even if I fought them manually, they still would have taken attrition damage because of vampire corruption. So you don't want that in this battle, and like you don't necessarily care too much about like the damage that Alith Anar is taking, but you do care about the damage that others may be taking. You want the campaign movement range, inspiring presence, all that good stuff. And let's take a look at the diplomacy situation over here. Okay, we got that sorted out. Now, we do have a bit of a problem with Karakar because they do have an army right there. And they might just be like, well, we're just going to chill out now. And just try and run away from you. Until they kind of stop running away from you because they think that they can win. Anyway. So we can see them over there. They force march. A bit weirdly, actually. So as long as you can eliminate this army, though of course you do want one of these marked for deaths to be completed, because that will give you the kind of flexibility you otherwise wouldn't have. A situation like this is pretty ideal. Even if I have to fight this battle manually, and I might, this army is not going to be able to harass me. And even if they do, it's like, good luck to them. That's not really going to be much of a problem. But as I suspected, it didn't really matter. Okay, so we get rid of this structure. We get a noble using the load save character system. So what you want to do in order to get a bunch of characters, start playing Alfarian's campaign, get the influence benefit from that campaign after fighting the first battle of that campaign in a settlement, and use that to your advantage over there. Now here we also want another Archmage. Now the reason I'm getting these Administrator Archmages is they give me, beyond the fact that they reduce construction cost, they also get reduced construction time. And that's the really big deal over here. Reducing that kind of construction time, pretty significant right here. Because it can and will save me some hassle. Do I want to move Alith Anar in the settlement? That's a good question. Maybe I do want to move him in the settlement, actually. Just, you know, that bit of replenishment benefit right there. I could also do some global recruitment if I wanted to. Doesn't quite matter. Anyway, get Bowmaster for him, and make sure you don't use any of the rights, because if you use any of the rights here, what is going to end up happening is you're going to incur the cooldown that does exist for a couple of turns. And what you want is to invoke Morai Heg as quickly as possible, especially because you're almost always going to get the contract or a mark for death pretty far away. You can't reach it before that lord dies on any difficulty, But you need to send one of those murder assassin heroes that have that long cooldown. So you want to get that right very quickly, and there's nothing that's going to prevent you from being able to complete that right very, very quickly. Now, there might be a siege over here. I hope not, because I hate sieges. You hate sieges too. Like, I'm not the only one who was talking about, like, people hate siege battles. Like, the viewer retention rate of sieges is pretty damn low. Okay, so that didn't quite work out from an auto-resolve standpoint, so what we're going to do is just move another lord and maybe get that. Let's try again. Okay, still valiant defeat. We're just going to get a third lord before we construct anything. Move that noble. I admit it's not favorable, but yeah, to hell with it. And just sack it. Not for the money, but just the movement range. Okay, so get another administrator right there. Very well. Make sure when you're getting an administrator, if you're near a port, what you want to do is move them into the water and back out again. Money won't be a problem. Make sure you get the growth buildings. Okay, so now we can do a couple of things at the same time. So one of the things we can do is, do I want a global recruit? Maybe. Do I want a local recruit? Yeah. So let's just do that. Right here. We can get the peace agreement with them, but it's actually more favorable. And commandment-wise, you want to enable river patrols because you want to get that hero. Money won't, again, be an issue. In fact, if I wanted a lot of money, I could just go to them and just like, hey, you want a piece? It's like, they'll give me 5k. You might think it's good to wipe out. It might be good to wipe them out. But in reality, that's a big trap because Be'lakor is to the east of your position across the ocean. And you don't want Be'lakor to attack you. So, as a result of that, I might want to move Alith Anar, but it's not really too relevant. You don't necessarily want to do the murder missions as quickly as possible. Anyway, so they recruit a lord right there. Okay, very good. Quest Bal. Very well. And get extra recruitment. Do I have enough movement range with him? I think I should, but we'll see. Hopefully. Ah, damn. Alright then. Well, we can at least use these, right? And if you're ever strapped for cash, there's a couple of ways of getting said cash. Like doing this, for instance. And that will allow me to summon him. It will also affect my economy, but there's your money problem solved. Okay, let's see what we got here. I could also declare war on Taurox, though that's a tricky affair because Taurox usually won't attack me, but he might. Okay, we'll just put the growth structure on the back burner. I could have attacked right there. Wouldn't have hurt too much, but yeah, let's just set up an ambush because they might be stupid enough to actually go for it. Because, like, remember, they only see these archmages, right? So we got 16 units. We can always global recruit. The money will be coming very quickly. But I don't want to declare war on Tark. Silastra will be happy with me because I defeat her enemy. Also, with regards to declarations of war, one of the things to keep in mind about AI, yes, there's your ambush. You want these kind of field battles largely because you get more post-battle loot and the post-battle loot options, as opposed, like, you won't necessarily gain more money if there's a defender in the settlement, as opposed to, you know, just taking that settlement to begin with. Okay, so over here, we need another lord right here, another archmage. Okay, let's get that sorted out. Let's move him. And move her. Alright, that sorts us out. And now we can get that peace agreement with them. That's quite a bit of money. Now, what else do I want here? I could... You know what? I'm just going to do it like this. So I'm going to get some spearmen, largely because I want those spearmen to hold the line in a section of the battlefield. Like, having a couple of spearmen with Alith Anar is not a bad thing. Silver Guard, spearmen, get the pendulum, get hard to hit. You want your noble hero. Like, you are lacking in melee killing power. I could also do a bit of global recruitment. Do I want to, though? I mean, I'm gonna do that quest battle. And that quest battle is easy. Yeah. I mean, seriously, it is very freaking easy. But it might delay me for a turn in terms of moving out from here. Because I could go kill... I could go kill her. But I do have a different priority. And that's, you know, that's kind of worth pointing out. What do you do in this campaign and how you do things in this campaign do matter. You could keep Alith Anar in the north over here and go after Malekith. That is an objective. But why do so, right? When it's going to pay off better if you use this, and if you play your cards in an intelligent fashion. So over here, for instance, we're just going to transfer these, and then we got the quest battle. There's a mod I'm using, the only one, auto-resolve quest battles. It doesn't change the auto-resolve of them or anything like that, it just makes it so that I can actually auto-resolve them. So yeah. There we go. The Scions of Maflin, right there. We're just gonna merge these guys. Gonna keep them over there and start moving right here with our lords. I'll keep Alith Anar for one more turn in that location. So we want to switch. I should have switched to this earlier, actually. So yeah, we're gonna get more growth, and we're going to get rid of this structure because we want to move on to a different type of recruitment. But there's your money, there's your Spectre, there's your Renegade. Not the campaign movement range though. Yeah, so free Spearmen for now. And next turn we start marching via the sea. I mean, I could just do it now. Yeah, let's just do it now. Like, let's not waste time. There's your money. I mean, you can get the non-aggression pact if you want, but they won't declare war on you for a couple of turns, and it is a lot of money to just say, yeah, I'm not gonna take that. Don't do that. It's not worth not doing that. So yeah, it's just don't be silly, basically, with regards to these kind of things. So yeah, we're just gonna start getting archers, regular archers. We don't have replenishment there, but the Shrine of Cain is not really the kind of battle that, you know, you worry about if you're playing on a Leaf campaign. Truth be told, the only legendary lord that can outright defeat you in a battle, in this situation, on any difficulty, is Nakari. And that's in a field battle with the Leaf's army. Like, a Leaf's army of Shadow Walkers and Shadow Warriors is that strong. But Nakari has a bunch of fast-moving units that are more durable or close the gap so quickly enough that it's pretty difficult to neutralize them. Do I want control? Yes, I want control. No, I want the military recruitment options. Okay, let's just move here. So I'm just gonna recruit more high elves, more high elf spearmen. Money, yep, it's going down. Why did that not count it properly, I wonder? Anyway. So yeah, 13 turns right there. Yeah, we could take Tor Unlek over there. Land there, take it. I'm really trying to avoid fighting a siege here. There's nothing to be said about Alith sieges. One of the hidden benefits of Alith Anar's campaign. You're in a kind of situation where a lot of the settlements that you're dealing with are Dark Elf settlements, as you might imagine. Well, the peculiarity of the Dark Elven settlements is that they are the easiest to assault in the game, especially with the range-centric army, which High Elves inherently have. But when you're starting to recruit tier 3 units in the first turn of your campaign, Shadow Warriors and Shadow Walkers, I'm not sure I would consider them a tier 3 unit, but I certainly would not consider them a tier 4 unit either. But that gives you a pretty substantial boost. Why is he moving south? That's just the meme, I guess. Anyway, so we move over here. We are careful, because we want to be that careful. And we recruit a bunch of global and local recruitment units. Well, bear in mind. Also worth pointing out, Morathi hasn't dealt with her starring enemy situation over here. And we also got a bunch of vision because of the quest battle we fought, so we can declare war on Skaggy over here. What else can we do? Yeah, the AI is just flat out more passive if you let them. From the beginning of the campaign over here. Crix. Like, that's one of the reasons I do play on normal battle difficulty. It has fuck all to do with the auto-resolve. Like, to me, the auto-resolve is an irrelevancy. It's more so like, well, beyond the, beyond the grind of fighting mana battles. But it really has everything to boil down with AI aggressiveness and all that kind of stuff. But I also know most people do play on normal, so it is that situation to deal with. Okay, so Shrine of King. I'm with Morathi, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a full stack to the north. So I'm going to take this territory. Then once I have all of Nagaryth and the Phoenix Gate, I'm going to try and see if I can manage a deal with, Alariel. And maybe Alariel won't conquer. Okay, we are going to lose our regiment renown. Unfortunate, but so be it. Okay, declaration of war right here. Good. I get more. There's your money, because we just did a quest. That's one of the reasons you want to do that. And get the Shrine King. Also, maybe reduce that construction cost for a bit. It will help. Yeah, I'm just going to cancel the structure. All the repairs. Actually, forget the repairs. It will repair itself in time. Get this one. There we go. Oh, Lore of Metal. Alright, 2 turns. I'm not in a rush to conquer here, because I do need time. Maybe I should take out Tarax. Give that territory to Malekith? It could work. Surprisingly so. And it would draw him towards me, which would have a benefit. Yeah, sell the Circle of Destruction. The Circle of Destruction province is a fairly good one, but it does take investment because Tarks. But it is a really powerful economic base for you to work with. So yeah, we got lore to assassinate right there. I'm tempted to just... Yeah, sandwich Salastro once I take that territory, but again, not in a hurry right here. Alternatively... Yeah, I'm gonna declare war on Salastro right here, because like she's just put her army in a perfect vulnerable position. I'm not gonna seek to destroy her with just what I have north though, because yeah, you know, I need some time. And there's where it hits you in the head. Really, quite literally unfortunate right there. That does happen more often than not, sadly enough. Okay, so, here we go. One battle is won. Well, I don't care if he does declare war on her. My interests are a bit different. Alright, how many turns? Okay, just one turn. Even if they try and ambush me right there, it will not necessarily go their way. I think I want this lord to become the main lord. Yep. Anyway. That said, if things go well against Alostra, I will gladly just leave my secondary armies to deal with the situation while I go kill Nakari. But gotta be careful in Nakari. I kind of want to wait until Nakari is in a bit more vulnerable position. As in, war with Elfari, that kind of stuff, right? Alright, get that up. Don't care about the Sword of Cain so far. Over here, we set up a nice little ambush. Gotta be a bit careful. Financials. A war with ogres. Alright, Be'lakor is doing me a favor over there. He's still at war with the Skaven, interesting. Okay, pay me for it. Yeah, if you're expecting anything from Alariel, you got another thing coming, I'm afraid. There's also the potential of sea treasure. But yeah, right here what I really want is for her to just jump into that pit right there. Well, we could get a bit of vision. No. Or we could even go to cafe. And here we go, game crash. Well, specifically NVIDIA app crash, so my recording got a bit messed up. It stopped, it started again, fair enough. This allows me to make a couple of changes. I did manage to ambush Sinnelleos successfully, for all that's worth, but maybe that won't happen again. Unfortunate if it doesn't happen, but so be it. Let's get Blade Master over there. And okay, set up the ambush. Like I'm not really in a rush to kill Sinnelleos. Maybe I shouldn't even try and fight a battle. The problem in this specific area of the campaign map is that there's a certain instability present here in terms of battles. So if you've ever played a battle with Marafi, or if you've ever played a battle in this kind of area of the campaign map manually, then you may have experienced a kind of situation where you do see that kind of instability. Like, I can win this battle what's ahead, but maybe I want a couple more units here. Some spearmen. Let's merge them and then get rid of one of them. Yeah, that will do. Okay, so let's see over here. Okay, do I cancel that? Not necessarily so. Gamble Master. Do I delay the port? I could declare war on Bellicor, but it might not pay off in the way I want it to. What is he doing? What is our favorite friend over there doing? We could declare war on the Dread Fleet, and the problem is if I declare war on the Dread Fleet, yeah, none of that is ideal, really. Well, I'm just gonna do it anyway. Still not enough money, unfortunately, so maybe we just cancel this structure. Yeah, just get a couple more units. We got another ambush. I know that she has an... I don't know if she actually does have another army. Huh, I guess we'll find out. Either way, we'll have more units. Yeah, waiting around for the 8 turns is not the most fun experience I ever have in a campaign, but it will work. So I kind of want the Leaf to go deal with Malekith. So my plan here is to just get Amlek, the entire Amlek province. We do need to control Nagaryth. Or do we? Okay, so ambush foiled. Right there. It is going to rebel. That's fine. Okay. What's our situation here? Anything we can build? No. Well, we can double dip in this battle. Because even if we can't win necessarily so, we can... Like, there's 2 options here. One, we fail in our stock stance ambush. Oh, we can just do that. Okay. That's the reason I did deliberately wait there, by the way. It's like I was kind of hoping for that specific outcome. Yeah, more money. Here I'm going to focus not so much on growth, but rather on... Okay, right here, forget militia training, get Light of Elmar armor. Or actually, precise fletching is the key here. That is a lot of money. Holy shit, where the heck? Damn, Sinostra. Jeez, that's pretty damn ridiculous. Okay, let's just pull them back. We do have the Invocation of Vol on the way, I hope. Yeah, 1 turn. So these Archmages have served their purpose very well. And we can merge some of these guys right here and get another archer. Post-battle loot. Do I take the gate? I mean, it kind of have to, right? Okay. What I think I will do instead is... There we go. Yeah, that's gonna be... If a rebellion happens, no, forget it. Yeah, I could be in a heap of trouble financially if the rebellion over here decides to attack them. Like, if they do take it, I can deal with that. Yeah, Invocation of All will play a big role here. Because we will get that siege attacker benefit right there. And I'll be able to get rid of the mage building very quickly. Yep. So here we can just force march and use the settlement to attack. She doesn't have siege attacker, but that's not really too big of a problem right now. Okay. Oh, yeah, we do need another. Yep, get a bit of growth right there. Yep, so get that administrator and pick that up. And also get rid of this building right here. Go. We can pick up the gate. Unless Alariel gets it first, in which case I might just go attack. I could also give take the Venom Glade and give that to Malekith too, for a bit more money. Like, this is a bit of a luxury choice though. Worth kind of saying that. It's like, oh, do I need to do this? Not really. Do I want to do this? Yeah, kinda. Okay. Alright. I'll accept your surrender. Just needed the money anyway from you, so. I'll loot and occupy it and give it to Alariel. Maybe even all of Nagaroth, because it's tricky though. It would be great to give Amlek to her, and then go to war with Nakari. Go to war with Nakari, secure that situation right there. But if I do go to war with Nakari, there is an option. Might not be the favorite option, but it is one that would work. So let's take the gate. Okay, gate is ours. Oh! Shit. Okay, I'm not gonna sell the gate to her right now. Because Noctilus might just wipe her out. How do I do it here? Well, isn't that an excellent question? Money, control, money. Do we need more growth? We just have enough money to make that happen. Well, I suppose I understand why Noctilus wanted the peace deal. Alariel's gonna beat the tar out of him, that's not my concern, really. Like, Noctilus cannot win that outcome. I suspect the reason he did take that settlement is because Alariel's taken Safri. Yep. What do you... The more you know, the more obvious it is. Okay. You gotta love Silastra just throwing armies against you. She would not win any of these battles manually, by the way. Like, I'm not just abusing the normal auto-resolve. And it is a normal auto-resolve. Just so you're clear, we're not using anything else except, like, auto-resolve quest battles. That's it. So we can declare war over here on Nakari. And then get Alariel to take this territory. So we can give this to take this over. And now we can use this. Alright, so that's going to be available in 5 turns. What do I want? What do we got? That's a pretty good item. Can't give it to Alith Anar, but we can make it work. Jeez. Talk about the bloodbath. Alright, why bother? Yeah, just get some silver and guard. Alright, one more turn there. Maybe I should recruit some things locally. Finally secure Kara and Kara as a settlement. Yeah, just get these guys. So, seeking arrows. Okay, so Alariel's certainly wiped the floor with him. Yeah, we need to give our Amlek first. Damn money. Jeez. Well, the goal... Oh, no. She needs to first... I want her to first take control of her initial province before we do anything. So we're going to face a rebellion here. You know, just in case. Yolosapien, let's pick up Crackling, Great Reward. So you want the campaign movement range, you want Chain Lightning, Great Reward. Archmage Lords are pretty good. Though I think I'm gonna get a Prince. As far as I see it, my task is done here. Okay, we'll take that. So now the path to Malekith lies open. Do we get to fight Nakari? I mean, I could just take control of this entire province if I really wanted to. But no, I don't necessarily want to. So look, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, no. It makes more sense to give Alariel that focus and I go deal with Noctilus, right? To some degree. And then go kill Marathi. Malekith can be left for later. And there's the kicker. Yeah, so we need to deal with this. Yeah, just Silver and Guard because, you know. I keep constructing stuff. We got things ready over here. So while one army goes and starts dealing with the situation, we start constructing another one. Yeah, I think... So here's my view on this. I think I will need to give Alariel, not... yeah, so this should be enough for her to go to war with Slanesh, but not enough for her to give me Amlek back. Also keep in mind that there is a cooldown timer with regards to Nakari, so if I have to fight Nakari manually, I will. Could also sell some of this to Katik to get them on my side and, you know, get that piece of agreement. Or wipe them out, sell that territory to Elfarian. I know I'm spending turns and all that kind of stuff. Jeez, they're... Ooh, siege battle incoming. Okay, we're just gonna take it as is. Wait, would that be enough? Yes, it would be. They're not going to be able to win this. How do I know that? Well, it's pretty simple. There is an explanation. You see, this settlement has towers that are pretty formidable, all things considered. So... yeah, I'm going to take a bit of a... damage right there. Hello, Tyrion. Speed of Assyrian. I was kind of hoping that I would not be taking. Yeah, forget the archers for a moment. We need the Silver and Guard and archers here more. Regiment Renown, Lothran Sea Guard. Yeah, that will stabilize the situation right there. Yeah, so we take Alesia next turn. Sell that to Katik, or wipe out Katik. Or get Alariel to go to war with Katik and, yep, take advantage of that. Ooh, Tyrion. You little bastard, aren't you? But if I do get Alariel in a war, I might just be able to confederate her outright. Maybe. It's a bit of a tricky affair. Maybe I should have waited a bit longer with regards to that. Alright. Will this work? Well, it depends. Yeah, it will work. What useless shit. Oh, gosh. Katep, of all the... Well, he is at war with the sisters, so the question is, do you want to kill him, or do you want to kill the sisters? Okay. Get a prince. Yeah, forget that for a moment. What prince do you want, usually? Well, that's... like, there is a specific trait I'm looking for. Adept is a pretty good one. Ardent, I think? Yeah, I'm gonna go with an ardent one, princess. Okay. Just go with that. Let's roll with the princess, why not? She can still ride a dragon. She's still pretty good. Yeah, I expected that much. I just don't want to head too far east, so I kind of want to be done here. Hand of Glory, because why not? We need more heroes. What do I need for victory condition? Well, I just need to wipe out Malekith.